Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, if you're new here, give us a thumbs up. Helps us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also helps us out. It's deeply appreciated. Today we're doing some crit racing. I know the thumbnail says Glasgow. Initially I was going to race at 2. But here we are at noon. We weren't going to do tiny races because it's like 3 something here when that happens. So it's a bit too late in the day. A little bit too disruptive. Want to get my riding in that little bit earlier, I guess. We've got some things to do over the next couple days. We got to check out Both Cycles blue light sale. I've got to pick up some tools. Hey, what do we got going on? We'll sit. Thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. That will definitely get things going on the Twitch side of things. Appreciate that, man. We're up to 111 followers. We're like 9 away from our goal of 120 over on Twitch. Hey, Simon, welcome to the stream. We're just warming up. We got about 14 minutes before we launch. We're doing Crit City. I know it says Glasgow, but it's Crit City. Initially, we were going to do the Rhino race in Crit City at 2 o'clock. But like I said, Both Cycles got a massive sale on here in the city. They do it once a year. It's a good time to get things for 40% off.
Okay, I found this on the web from the city. I do it once a year. Good time to get things for 40% off. Check it out.
Girlfriend listening to me as always. Interjecting, so yeah, we're gonna pick up some tools. We need some pin spanners. Getting them for 40% off is a good deal. How's your day going, Simon? Hopefully you're having a good weekend thus far. Any big rides planned? How about you? Who'll sit? What you got going on, my man? So we got like 13 minutes here before we switch over to the race. We'll just chit chat in between as I slow roll and in a moment jump off and kind of stretch out the back a little bit to make sure that we're all good and ready to get beaten up and dropped off the back. It'll be some good times. I was going to put in points, but Streamlabs said hello, so it is ready to go, which is good. Always happy. Got some golf in, but the weather was usual UK rain on and off. Should have stayed in and ridden the bike. Fair enough, fair enough. We are on day, if this makes you feel any better, Simon. We are on day, what is it today? Saturday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We are on day 5 of snow. I have shoveled at this point today twice. I've probably shoveled 10 times in the last 5 days plus. I have moved a good, I want to say like 40, 50 centimeters of snow so far, and it's still snowing now, so I will have to shovel again. It's just coming down and it hasn't stopped. It's huge. There are like huge snow overhangs on the housing you can see over here. They're just hanging. Somebody's going to slam their door and they're going to get absolutely dummied by a big chunk of snow that's going to fall down and just make their exit of their home very entertaining. But That's Canada, man. It's that. I mean, a few days ago it was plus 15. We were all getting ready to go ride outside, and now we're probably not going to ride outside for a couple weeks. It is difficult to golf in the snow. Something about white balls and white stuff on the ground, probably not good. Even if you probably got those, I know they were big in the 80s, those neon orange kind of balls. I don't think people use them anymore. It was kind of a fad. Even with that, you're not finding them. I mean, you might hit a ball and you might see where it enters the snow, but you're never finding it. It's definitely a difficult golf. And plus, golf's here is super expensive, man. You got to be part of a club. The rounds are super expensive. I know back home, my uncles, my cousins, they're all part of a golf course just outside of Glenrothes, and they pay next to nothing for their membership. Memberships here are like tens of thousands of dollars, and then you pay for your rounds anyway, so it's just a super expensive sport. Cycling's expensive, but here it's nothing compared to golf. The equipment's cheap, because I know when they come across, they're all buying equipment to go back, but it's just too expensive. It's funny, ironically, I used to, before they changed it into a housing development, I lived on a golf course. But now I look at people's houses instead of the putting green. It used to be nice because I'd just go over, but it used to be, if you lived on a golf course, you had some golfing rights, but nope, not a thing. That's a lot much cheaper in the UK. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I think my uncle said at one point it was like a couple £100 for their membership, and they've been members of this golf course like forever. And it's extortionate here, unless you play on public courses. But getting a tee time is like virtually impossible. So be it. So cycling it is. What do we got? Got like 8 minutes to there. Let's switch to the race screen and join that event. So it looks like we'll have about 17 in the race. Not a bad number. Should be good. Hopefully it's not an all-out and out slugfest. Hopefully we're taking it easy for a few laps. That's the thing is with these lap races is they can be hairy all the way through. They can start off easy, get hairy, slow down, get crazy at the end. It could just be slow and get crazy at the end. It really depends. See lots of lightweight rims. Me with my big fat disc. So 6 laps, isn't that like 12K? 12, 15K? So it should be a short one. So I imagine it might be actually quite fast as far as things go. Oh, I don't know if you just saw that in the pen. Well, we have a very special kaboomer in here. Peter has joined. He's on a Tron bike. He's kind of caught that out of the corner of my eye. we're going to have some fun then. Pete is going to push the pace way too fast, and my prediction now for this race is Peter's going to win. And if you go online, it will predict I will beat Peter, but that computer has never been right in its life. That's how that works. So you guys are going to see a nice, as long as I stay attached to the front group, probably 1,000+ watt sprint from Peter to take it all. Is he on a purple Tron bike? Interesting. Interesting choice. I'm not sure which one actually Peter is. We're going to turn off the HUD here before we forget. 5 minutes to go. I would think Peter would be on the bench with the disc. It's maybe just pointing at somebody on a Tron bike and he's behind them. But we'll see. We'll see pretty quick. Peter has one of the best streaks going for wins, absolutely. He has absolutely been crushing it this year. And the end of last year, he's just been doing really, really well. It's very impressive numbers. I was just saying, Pete, you can't do that. Are you on a Tron by chance? I'm assuming that you're on a specialized Venge, but they showed you over like the dude with glasses and a purple Tron bike. I have no plans on going fast, Peter. If I had known that you were in this thing, we should have coordinated and gone on Discord and just attacked this pack to death, one after the other. Just one go, let them catch up, the next one counterattack, and just completely counterattack and counterattack. Venge with disc, that's what I would have figured. It's the smart choice for this course. I will note there is a lot of skinny rims here. You really do want to go aero on this course. So we got like 3 minutes to go. That bottle isn't quite done, but I don't want to be switching bottles mid-race. Not that I typically drink a lot too during some of these shorter ones. What do we got? 25. This is actually a bigger race than I thought it might be, which is awesome. It's awesome, but it's also not awesome because we know we're going to go fast. Make sure that's properly selected. Got 1:15 to go. Stretch out those calves a little bit. Hey, do. We're going the shitty way. Oh, nice. Nice, dude. Whew. Catch him if you can, Pete. Don't wait for me. Oh.
I've been working out so hard today that my sleeves fell off. Ah!
Ah. That was tough. Where were you at, Pete? 7th. don't feel bad when Pete is up or down in 7th place. Overall, although I think he was hanging back to try to let me catch on. But I didn't want to sacrifice his race for me catching on. I'll take 3.1 watts a kilogram though. Yeah, it was pretty quick, 17 minutes. Fast paced all the way through. Definitely some good power on the front. You know, I barely touched the front the whole race. So good on those guys, man. They the boys up front were pushing the pace well. Really well. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. And trying to close that gap to Pete in the front group, you know, I just, that was me done. That was just a bit too much after the climb port earlier. Fair enough. It's, leg fatigue's a funny thing. It's, sometimes, to be honest, it's like, if your legs are too fresh, it's not good. If they're obviously too cooked, it's not good. There's somewhere in the middle sometimes, I think, you know, between, you know, just a little bit of, I'm a bit tired and I'm fresh. That's kind of the optimal point, I think. I agree, Simon. It was a nice top 10. It's that was a very fast group. That group, like, you know, it's if you take Chambers out, he's the guy that went solo, and put like almost 9 seconds into everybody. So you take that out, and it's a very, very close race overall. But high pace, fast speed. I wish it was the other way. I don't like the roller bit. I just, it doesn't sit. Yeah, 3.3 is good, man. I'm happy with 3.1. So, I mean, that's faster than, or more power than normal, regardless of the finish. But I just don't like the rollers up to the flat. I don't know why, I just don't like that back section after the hairpin. I prefer going through the town and having that straight up cobblestone. That is a lot more suited for what I like to do, which is burst power. Thanks, Manitowoc. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Welcome to the stream, my man. Yeah, I prefer the punchier kind of things. Like I said, initially I was going to do Glasgow at 2 o'clock, but we got a sail to go to over the next 2 days, a bow cycle to get a bunch of stuff that we need for the season. But I like the punchier climb because I can hit that with a lot of power. I'm sure Peter's the same way. You can just, you know, Peter put 1,000 watts, go straight up it, and you can put a good couple seconds into people, push them a bit harder than they want on the climb, and you're already up there recovering, and then you can recover down the downhill. And what I usually do is I just, you know, as long as it's not the last lap, so I just let them catch up, pass, and then I'll sit in their draft all the way up to the climb, do it again, do it again, do it again. So it's a repetitive thing. It's like Glasgow. I have the exact same strategy for there. It's go to the Clyde, punch it hard, put a few seconds into people. Except with the Clyde, when I go down the other side, I usually like to punch that other little climb. And then on the back side, I just kind of slow down and then let people reaccumulate. I get my recovery in there. Thanks, George. Yeah, it was a fast race. Super fast. And like I said, props to Chambers there, who got number one. He, I think it was lap 5, he decided that he was going to start pushing off the front, and he held it. So good on him. Great strategy, especially for that course. It's hard to keep that group away, especially on the downhill, but he had the power to do it. And only at 3.2, which is kind of crazy. And then we got Hellman with 4.1 watts a kilo at 12 years old. Man, some of these kids, man, they are awesome. They got some awesome power kicking around for sure. It's totally a different ball game. So yeah, it was a fun little race. I imagine there's people going to do tiny races. Like I said, they just kind of fall in a weird slot now for me. So I think moving forward, we're going to do crits on Saturdays like this. I think it would be really interesting. It's awesome to have Peter in here. It'd be nice to get a bunch of Cat C guys in here. I'll get on the Discord. And like I said, just abusively attack. You know, get a nice comfortable win for somebody. But, you know, just repeatedly attack. So right off the hop, attack. Go, 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 go. When the group casts up, next person off the front. Let them chase, everybody else follow. When it all bunches up, counterattack. Counterattack, counterattack. I do think I like this route the other way around. I do as well. And B, it feels like everyone is pushing over the top on things like the Clyde Kicker. I would imagine so, because I think that's what I like to do, is I like to hit the Clyde. And if I'm really making a good go at it, I like to push over the top, go down, and then push up the second one, and then ease off there, if there's an ease off to be had. Mainly because I think the Clyde hurts a lot of people, and then that, with the secondary one, can really put some distance into some people. They don't get that time to recover. If you stop at the top, everybody can kind of rest on that little bit of downhill. So, yeah, it's Glasgow's is probably the best crit route, I think, right now going. That is definitely number one. Number two, I would say, is this one, but the opposite direction. A lot of people like the Neokio crit. I find it okay. This one, I'm not too particularly fond of going up that back route. It's fine, but whatever. New York is, again, it just has that one up that you can really attack on, but that's too close to the finish, I find. I don't like it for that. I'd like something where there's a little bit more possibility in between and after. Fine tired now after this race. And full throttle up the course probably before this race, but it was fun. Yeah, I imagine going a full throttle portal climb is not fun prior to. Did I U-turn or did I? Which way am I going? There we go. Like I said, it'd be fun to get a bunch of C-class kaboomers and just pick a race, and we just all invade it and just wreak havoc. Good, thanks. Just a lot of work lately, so a bit less on the bike. That's unfortunate. Can't have work interfering with stuff. That's not cool. You're just slow poking your way back to sea. I don't think so. I think you've been doing awesome, George and B. Those first little while is tough in any upgrade. I mean, there's days like I still struggle in C. I'm not consistent enough. We'll see. Somehow I got the climb jersey slow poking it up there. Best take a photograph of that. You will never see this again. You will never see me in a climb jersey KOM ever. That's just not a realistic thing. The rest days actually make me faster. Yeah, you know, it's very true. You gotta manage your rest and stuff. It's interesting, George. I was talking to Mitch, and he does the trainer road thing, and he's got that red light, green light thing, and he says it's recommending rest days. He had one big workout, and he worked hard, and he knew he worked hard, and basically the next day it's like, nah, don't ride. So, yeah, Master of the Mountains said nobody has ever said that. That is the last thing. A lot of people say a lot of things about me, but Master of the Mountains is not one of them. I've been telling you that for months, but no, you kept racing. Oh, nice. Nice. So my question for you, George, is how are you going to balance your Zwift and YouTube channel with Trainer Road? Or have you figured that out yet? Because that's the $1 million question, really. It's how do you work that program in? I mean, I look at it and I think about it, especially now that they have a master's program because it gives you more rest. But the problem is I probably, if I really look at things, you know, I'm probably overworking as well. And I take one full rest day a week, which is usually a Tuesday when WTRL is not running. It's a Wednesday when it is. And that is it. And even sometimes on that rest day, I will be in the gym doing weights, even though I should probably be doing full recovery. Although if I do weights on that day, it is always upper body, never lower. I did today the ramp test. You did the Trainer Road ramp test, George? I know you can input, like I know it can input all your data, so it could take all your Zwift racing and all your outdoor riding and it compiles that and figures out where you are. You don't necessarily have to do the ramp test because their AI test is very accurate. Mitch, like I said, Mitch on Two Wheels, he's a YouTuber as well. And like I said, good friend. I have known him, you know, from racing downhill mountain bikes and free ride, like for the past, I want to say 20 plus years. And he has a good pedigree. He's been at nationals for downhill mountain biking. He's provincial champ in mountain biking. So he's a very accomplished rider. Great bike handling skills. So he's done the ramp tests and he's compared it and he's like, the AI is bang on as far as testing goes. So he says the beauty of it is you don't have to do those ramp tests once you're in their thing. He's like, they are completely accurate. If it does bump your FTP when you're training, I believe there is an option where you can accept it or decline it. And there's a lot of user feedback after workouts, how you feel, what it's like, you know, and it's progressively changing stuff. The AI will actually manipulate your workouts. All good things, all very, very good things. I am on trainer for the AI stuff and see if that helps. It's not activated with any training. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely helps with the planning portion as well. So has a really good calendar system. You can identify, you know, if you have like outdoor, you know, big calendar event races. So I think you said before that you've done a couple like local to Austria hill climb stuff. Like if those are your focus for races, you can set those as your primaries and it will build your training plan around there, including the taper, to make sure that you're like optimal fitness and optimal rest prior to. They've done a lot of good things. I mean, these guys are very science-based things, our guys that are doing this program. So very, very much, I am such a pussy when it comes to ramp tests. I find that hard to believe, man. Like you're watching you stream, you're very stoic. You don't show a lot of discomfort, I think, when you're in discomfort. And, you know, you're very disciplined to push when it has to be, when it absolutely has to be hurting. So I'm kind of surprised to hear that about ramp tests with you, because you seem very disciplined. And that's the thing with ramp tests, is it's that you can't give up, and that mental toughness to kind of push through. I figured you would have that absolutely dialed in, and you would probably be one of those guys that you expect, you know, to really push the end. We'll be keen to hear how trainer work works for you, George. Often thought of using it myself. Yeah, it's a decent. Like I said, I was on it a few years ago. Unfortunately, I got injured. That's when I tore my piriformis, and I never went back to it. But you know, their programs are good. They're set out. They're tough. I mean, it's training. It's I felt, for me, it was probably a little too much work, but that was prior to what I would call master programs, and it's good. Like I said, my friend Mitch, he started Trainer Road, I want to say 3-4 years ago, and his FTP went from about 250 to probably, I think it's 3 something now. It's mid 3s. I think it's 360 or something like that. It's getting there. I think he wants to make the push to 4, but he's noted that it's a lot slower going. You know, I stopped way too early on the ramps. That happens. It's ramp test. The thing is with the ramp test is always just a snapshot of that moment. You could do the ramp test today and literally do it, 2-3 days from now and have completely different results. Depending on a lot of factors, where you are in your rest, how you're feeling, how much stress you had in the day, what time of day you did it, all those kind of things, how good you're feeling, how mentally prepared you are for it, all that kind of stuff. It will, it can definitely vary a fair bit. And that's the beauty of, again, having the AI portion of it. You really kind of have a good baseline for what you need and what you need to race. I mean, because all FTP really is just kind of knowing your zones, know where you are, know where you can hold, and where you want to be. But all that stuff kind of variable as well too. I mean, if you're having a great day on the bike, you can exceed all your expectations sometimes and feel great. But the nice thing about FTP is in the heat of the moment, sometimes when that adrenaline's kicking in, especially at the beginning of a race in the real world, is you know that you could blow yourself up pretty quick. Next time I'll have Rob shout at me. Oh, that's awesome. Might be helpful. I will let you know, Simon. Started to do more boat power training too. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I've been consistently on the weights now for a month with the kettlebells and regular traditional stuff. The focus is more on cycling weight, although I am doing a little bit of upper body stuff just to kind of want to have good strong shoulders, especially if I do some mountain biking this year. I want to make sure that I've got at least a little bit of muscle to make sure I bounce a little bit for the inevitable crashing. Hey, Noy Tabs, how's it going? Appreciate you dropping in. I just want to be fit overall and feel great. And it will do that. Like if you stick to their program, it's you're going to make gains. It's like I said, their program on Trainer Road is very well thought out. It's like I said, it's a bit of a higher intensity kind of thing. They kind of do it for, I would say Trainer Road's really good for people with lives and that are time crunched. If you can do polarized training where you do a lot of zone 2 work, like lots and lots of zone 2 work, and then the high end efforts, and you have the hours in the week to do that, it's a great way to do it. Trainer Road kind of pushes a little bit harder than that. Thanks, Soy Tabs. Yeah, we're just cooling down after the race here. We did all right. Peter got himself a top 10. I was a little bit further back. It was a super fast race though. Tons of fun. A nice little Saturday. I already used up all my luck for the week. I had 2 podiums this week, which is unheard of. It's unheard of me being on the podium, but even getting 2, 1 win and 1 silver, those are good results for me, especially in C. Going to join Jonathan now for a few corners in the Alp of his zracing. Thanks for the company in the race, GD. It was fun. You too, Peter. I'm going to jump off here pretty quick as well and get on with my day. Drop in Jonathan's stream as well. I think this stream, when I end it, is going to kick you to Marky Mark's stream later. I will say for you guys that are streaming and on YouTube, if you do schedule your stuff, knowing that I'm on Saturdays and Mondays, if you schedule your stuff, it seems YouTube will allow me to forward the viewers that are here to the next stream. So by all means, please do that. If you haven't done so, please like the video. We will catch y'all later. And until next time, see ya.